What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and we're back with another fight talk, number 18, with my brother Ed. Man, so much craziness has happened since the last time we've done a fight talk. John Jones has become our heavyweight champion of the world. Islam Makhachev and Volkanovski put on a classic fight. Our guy Leon Edwards taught Kumar Usman about striking. But last but not least, the biggest disaster, the most depressing moment in MMA history. The evil Adesanya has reclaimed his belt back at 184 pounds.
What an intro.
Dude, okay, so let's talk about UFC 287. I've talked about it enough. What do you think about it? I feel like I've given my thoughts on the card.
I'll be honest, like I think everyone knows my thoughts on Adesanya at this point, but you gotta give a dude credit, man. It's just the thing where like, and as much as fighting's a physical game, it's also a mental game as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but it'd be really tough for me to go in there with someone who's whooped my ass 3 times and spot me twice.
Yeah.
It'd be really tough. And just the manner and the KO and how, for instance, he was hurt, he was against the fence, but he kept his composure and obviously found the shots and finished the fight in a spectacular fashion as well. So it's just I could do nothing but give him credit. I'm at the point where like, bro, there's nothing for him to do at middleweight. Like people are getting to the point where they wanted to see Dricker's fight for the belt, but he just barely got past Brunson and Till, and it's like that fight doesn't interest me. I'm at the point where, for me, like
there is a storyline there. You have to.
Yeah, I know it's the whole real Africa, fake Africa. I'll be honest, yeah. The UFC have gone into a different direction since ESPN, and because obviously they're owned by Disney and the whole family-friendly shit. And me and you discussed obviously the women's fights and why they have happened and shit like the women's main events and why they get a lot of the spotlight. But for me, I just think like the UFC will cut that shit down in terms of the press conference and make it not compelling at all. Like they just shut down Holland and Masvidal, which was stupid. But it's just like it made that press conference really bland, and we're starting to see a lot of press conferences just be just not interesting. And like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's why the pay-per-view numbers aren't what they used to be.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, I think they learned their lesson at UFC 279 with Chimaev and Nate Diaz and all that fiasco. So I kind of understand why they're going in that direction. But yeah, I thought that was dumb too. But yeah, hey, it is what it is. But yeah, man, the main event was crazy. I think even though I felt like the whole card was such a crazy card, you could just tell like the UFC star power was on 100 that night, dude. I saw everyone reposting that knockout of Alex Pereira, and it just tells you maybe Adesanya might be our biggest star in terms of like active fighters.
He is a big star, but I think obviously
who's bigger than him?
No, I do think he's a big star. I think obviously besides obviously Conor, I do think off the top of my head, I'd say John Jones, but again, John Jones is someone that
that is true. John, yeah, you're right. That's.
I'm hearing John Jones hit what 900K, a milli, something like that, coming back against Cyril Gane. It's just like Francis Ngannou is doing what 300K pay-per-view fights, pay-per-view buys for the same fight in the same schmuck, and it's like, but this guy's saying he wants 30 million and hold like. Obviously, let's not get into the Francis thing because it's a bit complicated. It's more complicated than that. I think the main thing for Francis was the freedom. He just wanted to do what Conor did and box, but also come back to the UFC as well. And the UFC were like, no, we're not going to do that, because one of the UFC's biggest marketing aspects and tools is them being able to say they're the #1 fight promotion in the world, and we make the biggest and best fights. But if the UFC were in a situation where they sent up their heavyweight champion into the world of boxing and he gets knocked out, it doesn't look great, does it? You can't call him the baddest man on the planet if he gets knocked out.
Yeah, sparked out too. So it's just a bad look. But I mean, here's my thing. Going back to Adesanya and even John Jones and just the star power. It was crazy going on because I haven't seen this in a long time. I saw it with the John Jones thing too, but it was crazy going on my main Instagram account and going through my stories and seeing everyone post that KO. It was kind of wild. even when Adesanya lost, that reaction wasn't as
Yeah,
big.
I get what you mean. I definitely get that. Was very much the same for me. Like I didn't really see like everyone. Sometimes people over exaggerate Izzy's hate. Like when Izzy got knocked out by Alex, I didn't think there was as much of a commotion as everyone made out. But this
Dude,
one, there was definitely a feel
I
to
had a
it.
parade. I had a party that day.
Yeah, but this one, I saw the Alex memes come out.
Yeah,
My boy JMMA did the dopest edit ever of like Alex getting knocked out. It was just like, I'm just one of those people where it's like, do you know what? You just give credit where credit's due. And I thought Izzy fought, I thought Izzy fought a great fight in my opinion. Yes, he was losing the leg kick battle, but I also gave him round one. And like I said, I'm at the point where I'd rather just see him fight at 205 because there's nothing there for him at middleweight.
yeah. I mean, it's tough, man. I'm thinking if Dricus or Chimaev has an insane win, like if Chimaev goes out there and mauls Paulo Costa, I think they go. I think they go the route of Chimaev and Adesanya, and I think that's how they get Izzy out of middleweight and send him to light heavyweight. Because I truly believe Alex is going up to light heavyweight too.
Yeah, I think that as well. But I think isn't that fight scheduled for Abu Dhabi in October? The
Yeah,
Paulo Costa Chimaev fight. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Say like that fight happens. Best case scenario, Chimaev turns around in 4 months. November, December, January, February. You're telling me we're not going to see Izzy fight at middleweight till February? It's April now. We're talking 10 months.
yeah,
If you ask me, like, if I'm not going to say he's going to do this or the UFC is going to do this because he just got the belt back, but if you want to sell the Abu Dhabi card, what you could do is you have Izzy vacate the belt, you have Chimaev and Rob Whitaker fight for the vacant middleweight belt. You then have Islam Makhachev fight the winner of Charles Oliveira and Beneil Dariush. You've got two guys who are based in like the Middle East, that part of the world,
yeah.
fight for belts. You've got two title fights on that card. You've got the pound for pound what number two in Islam Makhachev. You
Mhm.
then got pound for pound fighters on there that are really elite, and then what you do with Izzy, I guess you'd have him fight in August, have him fight Jamal Hill for the 205 strap, let Yuri like rest, and then have Yuri fight the winner in December or November in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Do
I
just
like
do
that. I like that idea. I do like that idea. But I was talking to my boy about this yesterday, one of my homies, and he was telling me because we were talking about Nunez and Pena 3, which sadly got announced. But to stay on topic, I mean, why not? Okay, hear me out. This is gonna sound crazy.
I get you.
Sean Strickland's coming off a win over Nasruddin Amaev, right? I know Dricus Duplessis is I think having some type of nose surgery. So he might be out
Yeah,
for a little bit.
he's just had it. Yeah, he's going to be out for a while. This is what I'm saying. Like it just
Why,
doesn't match up.
why not pull the trigger at June, right? You throw away this dumbass idea of having Nunez and Pena main event a pay-per-view and fucking pull the trigger with Izzy versus Sean Strickland. Just why not? Do it.
Yeah, I mean,
You bump,
stranger things have happened. I can definitely see it.
you bump up one pay-per-view in June, right? June's fucking garbage right now.
Do you know what? I don't even blame you, man. Like I've got like for me, like Aljamain Sterling fights 3 days after my birthday, and I swear if he loses, he's just gonna ruin my weekend.
Dude, oh yeah, that's coming up, bro. Yeah, that's I'm gonna destroy that motherfucker. We're gonna be smoking on that Aljo pack,
I know
baby.
you are, especially what we did to freaking Jan as well with the Marab fight.
Revenge.
I know people.
Revenge is coming.
I know motherfuckers have been drafting tweets for the last 2 years. You know, I know
Oh yeah.
I know that's happening.
You know, Ed thought he was slick, man. The day Aljo beat Jan in the rematch, he tried to come on the stream and he tried to mock me. He thought I forgot. He thought I forgot. I'm coming for you, boy.
He kept the receipts.
Yes, sir. Man, gold medal and all, we getting our belt back.
205.
Oh, man,
205
started.
205 is looking nasty though. They better not fumble 205 though, because this is the best 205's been in a while.
I mean, dude, that's what I'm saying. Because like I feel you on doing Izzy and Jamal Hill, and I like that fight, but there's something about Yuri Prochazka versus Jamal Hill. It's something I have to see. That is like you know what I'm saying? It's like it's the final. It's not the final. It's the first ever new generation light heavyweight title fight. I feel like we haven't seen that. I feel like
I get what you mean. It's the new. It's a title fight between the new breed of light heavyweights because we've had Glover and Yan in the picture. I get what you mean.
Yeah. And yeah, that is true. I don't want to see Sean versus Izzy. Sean will probably he'll lose. But it's something to it's like, man, if you don't bump up that June card, man, my God, I don't you guys know me. I've streamed I've tried to stream every pay-per-view, but last year I didn't stream that fucking bullshit with Pena and Nunez too. I know I wasn't gonna put myself through that. Fuck that. Who I look like. So, if they give me a legit main event, I'll stream, but not that. That you can't pay me enough money to do that.
Is there anything out there as to why Aldana didn't get that fight?
I think she's hurt. I think she's either hurt or she's supposed to fight Raquel Pennington or some shit.
Oh fucking no, man! The last thing, bro, if that's 5 rounds here, fuck this, man.
I think that's what they were supposed to do for. They were gonna do that for the Cheeto Sandhagen card in San Antonio. They were gonna have those two girls main event, but I think someone got hurt. I think it was Aldana got hurt. And they ended up scrapping that, and they ended up changing some stuff. So, I mean, we ended up winning in the end. But yeah, so I mean, so where do you think Alex Pereira goes from here? Honestly, after losing to Izzy, like the way he lost to him, and do you think he goes up to the heavyweight or?
Bro, if I'm him, I'm going up to light heavyweight. But to be honest, this is the thing, though, and this is how, like, obviously the saying you're only as good as your last performance and shit like that. And obviously, everyone all of a sudden started to mention his age, but like, there's so many people at light heavyweight that are 35 at least, and it's just like I don't understand where the age element came into it. Yes, he's been knocked out, but for me, if he takes 6 months off and he fights. I don't know who he fights, but like obviously, if he fights the winner of Smith and Johnny Walker, that would be.
You know what? Let's get rid of Journeyman Yan. Let's fucking do it. Let's do Alex Pereira versus Jan Blachowicz. Who is the better father of Adesanya? Let's fucking do it. Let's do it. All right, let's run it. Let's run it.
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? Like, obviously, if you fight him, people will do the MMA math. If he sparks you on all the rest of it, the only fight I wouldn't like him to fight is Ankalaev, because Ankalaev would just Ankalaev will completely like. We've got a guy for, like we're saying, he's 35. He's had X amount of kickboxing fights. He's not had that many MMA fights. He's here for a good time, not a long time. So whilst we've got him, and whilst we've got this mystique and this aura and this entertainment value, why not have him in some exciting fights that are going to captivate the audience rather than have someone who's going to sniff his dick? Like, I'd rather have him fight Jan Blachowicz. I'd rather have him fight Alexander Rakic is going to come back. I'd rather have him fight him. The winner of Smith and Johnny Walker's a good one. If you want to get him an easy dub, let's get Ryan Spann sparked out. Do you know what I mean? Like, it depends on how people want to go. If people are like, oh, he got gifted a title shot at middleweight, let him work his way up light heavyweight. We'll fucking feed him Dominic Reyes then.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, 205 is definitely the move.
Yeah.
If he somehow captures the bout at 205, that makes a trilogy between him and Adesanya even more special. Especially if it's in another weight class as well. And I do think you'd have the edge at 205 with the weight class. Because when you're hearing motherfuckers is cutting weight 2 weeks before the fight, you're like, what the fuck? How big is he?
I mean, you see him with... Dude, I saw that picture of him and Jalton Almeida, and like, he's just as big as the guy. I mean, he's not as thick as Almeida, but like, he is just as big. I mean, if he was to fill out that frame for 205 pounds, he'd be a monster. And I think it's perfect for him. I honestly, and he's blessed because 205 is mainly a strikers division. I mean, you don't have a lot of like heavy grapplers. I mean, Glover just retired. All you really got is Ankalaev. And Ankalaev, he's such a weird guy, man. You have to force him to grapple. Even in the Jan Blachowicz fight, his legs had to be completely destroyed for him to decide to grapple.
His takedown accuracy is like 29% though. So I don't even think he's not really that stereotypical fighter from that region.
Yeah,
like,
he's a striker. Like, honestly, he's more of a striker than
he's got more KOs than submissions. Like, it's just like, honestly, I look at him and I'm like, yo, everything like I imagine it like a Dagestani Chechen fighter to be is
Yeah,
the complete polar opposite.
yeah,
So like you're saying, I know Smith can grapple, but he's not really a wrestler. Um, like I know Paul Craig, but Paul Craig has to be on his back to do something.
yeah,
And then like that Asmat guy who's ranked number 15, who I can't see fucking end up crossing paths with Pereira. You're right. There's only two, three tops that I can see is a Pereira coming across. Like for me, 205 is a no brainer for me, and the weight cut as well.
yeah,
Like I said, when you got schmucks cutting, I've never heard a story like that where I've seen where a fight is cutting weight 2 weeks before the fight. I've
yeah,
never heard a story like that. It's just insane. Like, and
yeah.
then
It's crazy. Yeah,
the lack of water, the lack of water, you got to think he's what 35, 36. The impact that's going to have at you at that age. The weight cut's not going to get any easier for him, especially if he takes another 6 months out because of the knockout loss.
yeah.
So
And also, what another thing is, I mean, Jan Blachowicz is a pretty old guy. I'm pretty sure. Like he's not that young, and
he's
he's done.
39.
Yeah, he's done the best in his career at at the age of 36, right? So
Yeah,
I think we all know, stereotypically the higher in weight you go, the age of prime is a little different,
yeah,
so yeah. But I mean, it's interesting, man. I love Alex Pierre versus Jamal Hill. I love Alex Pierre versus any of these guys. And I think Izzy moving up to light heavyweight is probably the best thing. I love how we are transitioning some of these middleweights to 205, and I think it'll bump up 205, and obviously it'll give middleweight an opportunity to kind of flourish on its own without Izzy's.
yeah. We've got a lot of young fighters in that division as well. You're talking about Brendan Allen, but like, no, but it's true though, isn't it? We've got Brendan Allen. We've got obviously everyone's talking about Nickel. We do have middleweights coming up. Like
Oh
it's not like we
man.
don't. Maybe they're not the most
Oh
exciting
man.
names right now, but
I will
like
tell
think
you
about
guys
it.
now. If
The reason
uh-huh.
middleweight's log jammed like 145 is what's happened is we've had someone hold on to the belt, and then we've had the number two guy beat everybody else. So
Yeah.
we've not had fresh blood. Like we had the same issue with Max. It's like obviously you Volk held the belt, and then Max is beating everyone. It's like, bro, there's nobody new coming through because they're all getting stopped in their tracks. Whereas obviously, this is what I'm saying. If say Izzy vacated that middleweight belt, we would have so many more matchups, so many fresh matchups to make.
Yeah.
So
Um
many, yeah.
I think so honestly, I think the biggest fight to make at 185 right now has to be Chimaev versus Adesanya. I think that's the direction they're going.
It's so crazy though that he's not got one rank to win that middleweight, and he's going to win the belt. He's going to fight for the belt.
I mean, he's gonna fight Costa, right? So if he beats
Yeah,
Costa, which isn't easy, that's not an easy fight for him. If he beats Costa, I think him and Izzy, I just imagine that's a big fight, man. Like, but honestly, I've never understood why Chimaev was that popular, but he's a popular guy, right? And Adesanya is popular. I mean, when you talk about active young fighters in their prime and social media presence, that's a big fight. That's a humongous fight. And I think the UFC are trying to make that fight. I mean, they, in my opinion, they fumbled the bag with Chimaev at welterweight,
I don't
and
think it was their fault though. It wasn't really their fault.
yeah, I mean, they tried.
They gave him Nate on the fucking plate, and he didn't make the weight. There
Yeah,
wasn't a lot they can do.
but think about it, man. They could have made Colby Covington versus Chimaev, and they could have fixed this whole tire. Who's the real number one contender at welterweight, right? Unless this, honestly, when you think about it, this guy should have been a middleweight his whole career. You know,
He's what 27 as well. He's only going to grow into that frame as well. He's not going to be welterweight the rest of his life. Like I just look at him and I just think, bro, like there's no way I find it hard to believe him and Colby can both get on the scale at 170 pounds.
man. And then to think about it, I mean, he fought GM3, right? And then he just decimates GM3. And then he goes up to welterweight and he plays that game and he gets COVID and all this. I mean, when you really think about it, it probably was the weight cuts that were killing him, and And just to think about just him having that Gilbert Burns fight, I mean,
Yeah.
imagine if Burns would have really finished him that day. That would have killed his hype by a lot. So I think they kind of played Russian roulette having him fight at 170. But I think at 185, honestly, like I don't like the guy at all, but I really do truly believe he dominate at 185. Honestly, I'm not even trying to lie. Like I think Costa gives him a problem. I think Marvin gives him a problem, and I think Whitaker can give him problems. But maybe a Brendan Allen, but besides that, I think he dominates all those guys. Honestly, and no cap. I
Do you
think
not
he's
think? Do you not think Alex Pereira could just spark him out?
yeah, I do think, but I don't think Alex is going to be at 185 though.
Yeah.
But I think he murks Cannonier.
Bro, I say this all the time about Cannonier. You got to be a special kind of schmuck to absolutely suck at 3 different weight classes. Like, what's he gonna do next? Go to welterweight? Like,
what is Cannonier ranked at? He's a what, number 3?
He's number 4, but who's he beat? Like David Branch and
I
Strickland.
I he lost the Strickland fight.
Did he lose that fight?
I mean, well, technically he won it on the cards, but I thought.
Yeah, I thought he lost it as well. This is what I'm saying. Those scorecards are absolutely ridiculous. But I thought Strickland won that fight. They weren't entertaining at all.
And I thought
you know what I'm saying?
Kelvin Gastelum too.
He's number 4 in the world, but he's for Hermanson, David Branch. He fought Branch and he fought someone else. I don't know. Like Strickland just now. It's just like he fought Strickland, Hermanson, and Branch. Like, how the fuck do you beat number 7, number 10, and you're number 4 in the world? Look, it's just, I don't know, man.
It was weird. Yeah.
Oh fuck, he beat Brunson as well, didn't he? Even though even though the bum dropped him.
Yeah, Brunson, he did beat Brunson. I give him that. But I mean, Brunson and Hermanson are probably his best wins. But I mean, I thought he lost to Kelvin Gastelum when they fought. I know some people disagree. And then, yeah, I really thought he lost that Strickland fight. So I feel like if Chimaev was to fight him, that'd be easy.
Yeah.
That'd be.
I just think he flatters to deceive. I just think he got on the map because of that silver win. To be honest.
Yeah, so he's a guy I'm ready to destroy. Like I'm tired of Cannonier. I need someone to really smoke him.
I would love Roman Dolizzi to get his hands on him, but if Roman Dolizzi lost to number 3, no way they gave him number 4.
Yeah, I think Roman's probably gonna fight someone down. But yeah, I mean, the whole card was pretty good. I mean, what in the co-main event we saw Gilbert Burns retire Jorge Masvidal. That was an interesting fight. What did you think about that?
Bro, he fucking sucks, bro.
It's funny. Like they're trying to clown me for being mean to him. They're saying don't disrespect Jorge.
Bro, do you know what?
Because he retired.
If you watch him in this fight, the Colby fight, the Usman 2 fight, the Usman 1 fight, he fought at the exact same pace.
Yeah.
Like he looked just as slow in all of them. The thing was, there was always this narrative of, but he's only losing to the best fighters. He's looked shit in all 4 fights. He's looked that slow. He just aged like that. Like I'm annoyed because I would have loved to have seen Leon get his hands on him, but it's a thing where I'm like, this guy can't win back-to-back fights. No welterweight. I can't see. There's 15 schmucks on there. Yeah, I can't see 2 guys he'd beat on that list.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah.
I think Sean Brady smothers him. I think Jeff Neal sparks him. I think Wonderboy outpoints him. Shavkat makes him tap like a chicken. I think Bilal sniffs his dick. I think Chimaev smokes him.
I think Luque and him would probably be close, though.
Luque would make it a compare. Like, I think Luque is the only dumb bastard to make it a scrap.
Yeah.
I think Chiesa at 170 is a different fucking animal, and he dropped him. Jack Della Maddalena is interesting. Michel Pereira, if he doesn't fanny around with the flips and shit, he can just stick and move him.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot.
Unless Neil Magny gets sparked out early doors like Ponzi did to him. Again, Masvidal doesn't look explosive in the first round anymore. So I'm struggling to come up with 2 names that he actually beats. I'm not like, I think he can win and put up a compelling argument. Like, I'm actually confident he'd beat those guys, and I don't think that's the case.
I mean, look at his last few wins: Ben Askren, Darren Till, and Nate Diaz. Right, all those guys are not in the UFC no more.
Like the thing that annoyed me because people were predicting Jorge to win.
I know, man, that was crazy.
I was like, so you think he's gonna knock out Gilbert Burns, despite the fact that he's been in the company for 10 years? He's got 6 KOs, 3 of them in 2019. He doesn't carry. He carries like speed at welterweight, but he don't carry power. Like in my opinion, I don't think he carries power like that. I really don't. And at welterweight, he was getting dropped by Wonderboy until like he's been getting dropped in fights. Like,
Yeah.
and I thought, like, I just think if Gilbert picks his fucking shots better, there's something about that gym, Killcliff. Like, they can hurt. Like, all their fighters are capable of hurting anybody, but they can't fucking. Their shot selection when they've got them against the fence is poor. Like Chandler was the same against Dustin Poirier. Like, fucking had him rocked against that fence, and he just starts swinging, looping shots the entire time, man. And Dorino was the same.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, also he probably was scared that he'd probably get clipped by something. Like you saw that happen to Alex Pereira, right? Alex Pereira unloads and then he gets hit with a good counter shot. And Dorino's obviously thinking about, right? Well, I'm the better grappler here. Why not just grapple instead of just strike with this guy?
I don't think it was that as grapple heavy as everyone makes out, though. I think a lot of it played out on the feet, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think the problem was that it was so. I think the first round was a little low output, but I enjoyed it, man. I thought it was a masterclass from Dorino. I thought he put on a really good performance. Hurt him on the feet, beat him on the ground. I thought it played out the way I thought it was gonna play out. I think a lot of people, they're very, I don't know what it is. They're somewhat delusional about who Jorge Masvidal is. But he's a good fighter. I'm not trying to say he's not a good fighter.
I'll be honest. In his prime, he was top 15 level at best. He weren't fucking top 5 or fucking, like he got into the top 5 because I think he beat Cowboy at welterweight at the time, and Cowboy. Cowboy has these phases where he'll win 3 or 4 in a row, and he'll look good in both divisions, and then he'll lose he'll lose like 3 of the last 4 or whatever. It's just like he caught Cowboy when he had some momentum, and I think that was just it, to be honest.
Yeah,
but,
and then
he lost to Wire and Wonderboy back to back, I think.
I think the Darren Till win was big for him because at the time Darren was number 3 in the world, right? So I mean, it's obviously like, here's my thing. It's the same thing with Tyron Woodley. These guys, they're obviously past their era, right? Obviously, a guy like Gilbert Burns, even though he's not that much younger, he's still 2 years younger than Jorge. They're not in the same era. Same thing with Colby. Same thing with Usman. These guys are a lot younger than him. Jorge's era is obviously like the Tyron Woodley championship run. But the problem with Jorge is that he could never get the number 1 contender spot, right? He lost to Damian Maia, right? So, and Maia ended up fighting for the belt. But I think, that's just the God honest truth is I think he was just past his era, honestly. And the new era fighters just got him,
I think it's a lot of it. I just think there's a lot of things that culminate to it. But it's like, I don't know, man. I just feel like if he doesn't knock somebody out, I don't see how he wins fights. Like, he has to like get a flash knockout for him to beat a lot of these guys.
Yeah. I mean, I give him his credit, man. The Till knockout was crazy. That was probably one of the craziest
I'll be honest, I did not take him seriously that fight because he was like number 13 and he was out of the game for 2 years. I did not take him seriously. I was just a bit like, oh yeah, like Till's like he lost to Woodley as well. But I was like, Till's just gonna come back and just make a statement, and then he dropped him in like 15 seconds. I was like, fuck yes. And then I've seen him switch to southpaw and throw that same overhand 3 times, and Till just does not make that read. And I'm just sat there thinking, fuck, man, what the fuck's he like? He needs to leave that team as well, man. But he's just stuck in his ways.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Jorge's career. Honestly, we'll be doing a pack watch video very, very soon with his little brother Adrian Yanez.
Yeah, leave Yanez alone.
And I want to talk about that. No. I want to talk about Adrian fucking Yanez, right?
You leave Yanez. He's actually all right, Sometimes these fans are a bit jump the gun, but
when he fought Randy Costa 2 years ago, these clowns were saying both these guys were fighting for a world title. Now, one of them isn't in the UFC, and the other one is goddamn playing air guitar with Stipe.
Yeah. Do not ever bring Stipe in the same conversation.
Man.
Never do that. Don't do that. We're not doing this year because I could talk about Brunson getting knocked out by the worst middleweight in the top 15.
All right.
Let's not go there.
But yeah, let's talk about Robbie motherfucking Font, man. Rob Font, he showed the whole world why he's not done. I can't describe how proud I am of that guy. I put a lot on the line in that prediction, man, because a lot of cats were coming at me real
Yeah.
crazy.
I
And
didn't even predict a KO. I said I thought Yanez would get a decision. I didn't.
no, I predicted Rob Font to just win the fight,
Yeah.
but just dude, I truly believe, in my humble opinion, I think Rob Font was probably the most disrespected guy last year after coming off those losses to Jose Aldo and Marlon Vera. People forgot how good the guy really was.
So,
And some fucking, like, I didn't even think Yanez beat Davy Grant, you know, to be honest with you.
I'll be honest. I like both fighters, but I thought Grant won that fight.
Yeah. So
I
it's
thought,
like, okay, you have this overrated clown, right? And Yanez, let's just be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. You have an overrated clown, and then you had a workhorse, hardworking, disrespected fighter go in there. And y'all telling me a guy with a better resume, a guy with more top 5 fights, a guy with more 5-round fights is gonna
yeah.
lose to some schmuck
To
that
play devil's advocate though, like when he lost those back-to-back fights, he got hurt in both those fights pretty bad. And
yeah.
obviously, I think he's what 34, 35 or something like that. I think people just put those two things together. I know I did. I know that was definitely part of my thinking process when
Yeah.
I was trying to pick a winner for that fight. And I was just like, I knew the jab would be an issue, but like, and I knew Yanez wanted to put on a show, but he just rushed in, man. And you know as well as I do, sometimes you just rush in, and it's like, well, 35 is one of those things, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you can blink and you've been hit with 3 punches, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, it's just like.
And I said it all fight week. We're not Tony Kelly. We are not Tony Kelly. We are
Did
not
you,
Tony
did you
Kelly.
see? Do you know what's weird though? He's the one who posted that meme. But how do you post a meme about someone who's knocked you out?
I know, right? But still, it's okay. I mean, hey, let him enjoy, because that's called revenge. But I mean, dude, even like I'm telling you, like, I don't know. Again, we're not Tony Kelly, and like I remember when he beat Tony Kelly, bro, and he was mean mugging Tony Kelly's dead body. I'm like, bro, this kid's gonna learn. He's gonna learn the hard way, man. It's like, you know, it's the highs and it's the lows, it's the thrill and it's the agony, and he learned the agony the hardest fucking way. Because, dude, Rob Font knocked him out like he was a fucking UFC 4 character, bro. He hit him with the hardest rear hook of all fucking time. Did you see how his body fucking like fucking
I don't think it was his body, man. It was his legs, the way they just went out. The concern.
God.
I'm just seeing here on Twitter, Juliana Pena said Amanda Nunes was forced to fight her. The usual shit when people say this fighter's scared to fight me after they've lost 5-0 to them. It's just like, bro, this is it's ridiculous, man. Some of the things fighters say. I sometimes think they get hit too hard in the head. We should give them like fucking like 10-ounce gloves instead of 4 ounces, because some of the shit they say, man, it's just like yeah, fair play, she won the first fight, but it's like you got dropped like 27 times in the second fight. Like, let's not act like she's scared to fight you. Like,
man, that was a waste of time. Even watching that second fight, I don't know if I'm sorry, I don't know if I can do it again, man. I don't know if I can be there for the trilogy.
You know, Canada's done something to Uncle Dana for him to say that's going to be your main event. Like, they're adamant that's going to be the main event. They need to rescue that card, man. But what the fuck do they do?
All they got on that card is Wonder Boy versus Michelle Pierre.
Oh, Michelle Pereira gasses after 5 minutes. It's going to be fucking Wonder Boy just sticking a jab at him for fucking the other 10 minutes because Wonder Boy's too scared to fucking engage. So I don't think that fight lives up to its expectations either, and I didn't think Corey and Cheeto lived up to its expectations either.
Yeah.
Like, people thought it was going to be fucking violence, but I was like, Corey's become crutch sniffer Corey, and fucking Cheeto takes 3 rounds to get going. I thought it was never going to be as violent as people anticipated.
Yeah, I kind of suspected that too. I thought Corey was gonna put on a master class on him, and he did, man. He made Marlon Cheaty Chizo loser boy Vera look like a clown. But yeah, that was enjoyable, dude. The guy legit like lost the whole fight. Like he let the fight go through his hands. Like I don't know how else to describe it. He did nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he did nothing. Like he didn't fight. Like I can't even think of like any meaningful punch that he threw. And you know, like I rewatch these fights. I turn them into highlight clips and I post them on my fucking my Twitter. So I rewatched the fight twice. He did nothing.
I was the same. I was so confused. Like I don't know if it's him or his corner, but he just stands there for 3 rounds thinking he's just gonna make him tired. But Sandhagen can fight at that pace all day.
Yeah.
I just don't know what he was trying to do. I don't know, like, bro, I'm fucking confused. I don't really know what's going to do. The weirdest thing about that fucking fight was, I looked at both fighters after 5 rounds, and Marlon Vera's face has barely a scratch.
I know.
And then Corey's looks bust up, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I need them Hispanic genes, bro, because them man can take a shot. I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah.
And then what's it called? One of the judges scores it for fucking Marlon Vera. I can't even score 1 round for him, let alone 3.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
I honestly don't know. I would love to speak to that judge. I don't know what the jabroni's name is, but I would love to speak to him. Hello, good sir. Can you please explain to me which rounds you scored and why you scored those rounds for Chito Vera? He got wrestle fucked in the first 2 rounds, so it can't be those 2.
Yeah, I can't think of a round that he won. I mean, the 3rd round, I mean, it was more on the feet, and same thing on the 4th. But I mean, he didn't throw anything. Like,
and then in the fifth round, you're down. You need a finish, but he only starts swinging in the last 15 seconds, and it's like, what is the point? Like,
yeah,
like, do you know what I mean? Like, what is the point? You've got him who had no urgency, and then you've got a fighter who I'm just going to praise now with the complete opposite mindset. I think this fight happened either before or after. I'm trying to remember now. But you've got Merab Yan, You've got Merab, who's the total opposite, right?
Yeah.
The foot was on the gas from the very first second. The urgency was there. The intensity was there. The will. He really wanted to prove a point. He really wanted to make a statement. That's what you're supposed. Those are the things that you need to incorporate in your fights, whether you're a striker or a wrestler or whatever. If you want to make a statement and try and fight for a belt, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And you just didn't see that from Chito. You just didn't see it from Chito. Like he wanted to fight, or I don't know.
He's not. I mean, he's not championship level. He never fucking was. He had some good wins. I mean, the Rob Font win is probably his best win of his career, and respect to him. But if you even watch that fight, Rob Font was piecing him up. He got knocked down at the end of every fucking round. Okay, like
I thought Rob looked sensational the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, if you cut those knockdowns, if you just cut those, you'd be like, oh, Rob Font is winning this fight. It's just his face is all fucked up. But yeah, it is kind of crazy. Also, I mean, yeah, Cheeto's just not that guy. And, he had some wins over my guy, Frankie and Dominic Cruz. So, hey, it is what it is. You want to beat some old guys. Bro. Now you fight the new guys. Now you fight the young guys. Now you fight the guys in their prime. It ain't so easy, huh? But
bro, if they book him and Young, bro. No, because what happens is I'm gonna see 2 guys have a staring contest for two rounds because they're downloading data. And I don't need that. Like, I don't really need that. Like, I just want to see some guys fucking. I just think it's weird with Vera because he's got wins over number 6 and number 7. He lost to number 3, so the logic says he fights Pete Yan.
Yeah,
Pete Yan's fought 1, 2, and 3. But he hasn't fought 5 or 6. But if you're Rob Font, if you've lost to number 5, you can't reward him with number 4. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I feel that.
But if you're Rob Font, I think you either fight the winner of Sonya Dong and Ricky Simone. Oh, I don't know. Fuck it. Why not just give him Peter Yan? He's just put, like, to me, right, I know Izzy got that amazing knockout, but for me, I was just like, throw the fucking Uncle Dana, throw 50k at Rob Font. I don't even know who got the bonuses for that fight.
All right, I think it was Rob Font, Izzy, and then obviously Kelvin Gastelum and Chris Curtis got fight of the night.
Yeah. Did you see Chris is campaigning? He wants to get the decision reversed.
The guy's a clown. I told you. I told you guys. He don't root for it. People were fooled by this guy. He acted like this little innocent nerd that's so nice and humble. right? And then when he lost the Hermanson fight, he showed his fucking true colors. He's a clown.
Bro, he's got to be the worst loser in the world, you know.
He was born a clown. Dude, I pray someone smokes his ass.
He knocked out Phil Horns, though. He did us a favor.
Yeah.
So we can't really clown him too much.
It's fuck him for life, though, for the Brendan Allen fight. So he man, I'm telling you, like, you got your legs chewed out, you got fucking out punched, you got outworked. Kelvin, obviously, I don't know what his issue is. Yeah, it was a good fight. I'm not saying it was a bad.
And I thought KG was winning the second round up until he got clipped with the uppercut later in the round.
Yeah, it was a great fight. It was a great.
As soon as I heard 30-27, I was like, it's got to be KG's.
Yeah, it was like all you are is you're a body hook merchant. You have no straight shots. You're too heavy on your front foot. That's why you're open for leg kicks. I mean, it's dude. Okay, put this in perspective. Jack Hermanson, a grappler, had a striking, sensational performance against you. All right, based on his kicks. So obviously you have an issue with the kicking area, and you have to. I'm not saying he has to become fucking Sang Chai from Muay Thai or whatever. But what I'm saying is that maybe become a little light on that lead leg. It's this like, I'm sorry, it's not boxing, bro. Like it's not. So it's like I don't know. You know, to me, when I see fighters, they lie to themselves and they say they won the fight, even though it was a close fight. I'm not saying it wasn't close.
Yeah, I think it's an ego thing, and you know as well as I do, and like your pride when you get into any sort of like physical altercation is such a big thing. Sometimes your pride can just do more harm than good, man. And I think it's one of those situations where I think if he just looks back at his fights, pinpoints where the deficiencies are, and he goes in the gym and works on them, he'll be all right. But when you're not acknowledging them and you refuse to acknowledge why you lost the fights, then it becomes an issue.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, man. He legit. I mean, he's not even a bad fighter. Like, I don't even hate the guy that much. He's actually pretty good. And he has some good wins on his resume, but it's just, yeah, like, dude, you can't just get out kicked by Hermanson like that. That's just something you cannot accept. Bro, if you're not willing to fix those holes in your game, you're like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, and Hermanson's long, he's tall. I'm not saying Hermanson's not physical.
He's not slick though. Let's not pretend he's slick.
Yeah, but
he made him look like Swedish Stephen Wonderboy Thompson over there.
Yeah, so it's like you can't allow that, bro. You just can't. I don't know what he has to fix, but and obviously he you know, if he would just change the way he talks, he's obviously would be a fan favorite. I mean, people were considering him a fan favorite, but because, you know, he has fun fights. But it's like, bro, when you cry like a baby like that and you just don't take the L like a man, no one's gonna like you.
It's weird that you've got, on the other hand, Raul Rosas Jr., who's 18 years old. He took the loss better than he did.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah,
it's just like, bro, like, I don't understand at this point. I really don't. But
I'm telling you, like, it's these people that were like, it's people like him and Izzy that were bullied in high school because they watched. I swear to God, because they watched a little bit of anime. It's like they try to act like.
I like Dragon Ball Z. Let's not do that because I'm in that same boat as well.
No, but not like these guys. I mean, these guys are different, man. Like I'm telling you, right? So they act all fucking high and mighty, right, when they get some success, and then they want to act like some goddamn babies when they lose. Like, I swear to God, like, dude, Izzy, he took the loss well, I would say, to Pierre, but it just seemed like he was trying to act like it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a big deal or whatever. Or and then obviously even with this win, right, you could just see his true colors emerge, right, after fucking
I knew you were going to talk about this.
At a child, at a minor. He's a minor,
bro. I'm not gonna. Oh, it's so weird, bro. Because I don't really know where I stand on it, to be honest. I really don't.
He needs
There's a part of me that's like, big man, you're 32 years old. Like,
he has no honor. He has no honor. That's what it comes down to. The guy, I'm telling you, when Pierre knocked him out. Okay, I remember in the kickboxing fight, he did kind of taunt him a little bit, and the kid did taunt him too. I'm not gonna lie. But he deserves it. Okay.
Do you know who we have to blame for this debacle? Yeah, it's my UK boy Mark Goddard. If he had not just stepped in and we had seen him get flatlined, we
Yeah,
wouldn't have to deal with this.
I
Like
know, man.
we. Do you know what? You can slander the UK for this because it's his fucking fault. Like fucking going in and saving his neck. Oh my god! Like
Yeah.
just. I didn't see him get flatlined. It's just like, but like I said, credit for him to winning. You really did well. And like I said, man, the most impressive aspect was the fact that you've got to do these whoop your ass 3 times and you're somehow able to overcome that hurdle.
Yeah.
And to me, yeah, I thought that was impressive. Are we going to talk about how they're about to fumble UFC, like the 30th anniversary with International Fight Week, and how shit that card's going to be by the look of it?
I mean, they haven't announced the official main event. They've announced Volkanovski, Yair Rodriguez, and they've announced Brandon Moreno, Alejandro
Bro,
Pantoja.
we need to get rid. We need to get rid of midget MMA, man. What more can I fucking do, man? It's like, just I don't understand why that fight deserves to be in International Fight Week.
I mean, well, it's not bad. I don't think that's gonna be. Honestly, I think they're gonna do either. Here's what I think they're either gonna do. They're either gonna do Colby Covington versus Leon as the true main event, or they're gonna do Stipe Miocic versus John Jones as the true main event.
Apparently 291 is a UK event.
Oh, okay, so yeah, okay, that's out.
They're doing two pay-per-views in July, from what I've heard.
Oh, that's dope. That's awesome. All right, so I guess 291 Colby Leon, right? Okay, we got that confirmed.
And Tom Aspinall's going to fight on that card, from what I've heard, but I don't know who.
Okay,
apparently it's going to be Marcin fucking Tybura, which makes no sense. But
I would have, oh man, I would have loved fucking Tai Tuivasa and Aspinall. That would have been awesome. But okay, it is what it is. Then I think they're gonna do Stipe Miocic versus John Jones. John Jones legitimately didn't take no damage in the Cyril Gane fight. It was the most disgraceful heavyweight title fight I've ever seen in my life. Cyril Gane lost all stock in the world that day. So I think John.
It was just, I know John was impressive, but it was so anticlimactic in the sense that it was just like, bro, like he won. Yes, he's the champion, but there's so many things we don't know. We don't know. He didn't look that fast on the feet for me, even though I saw him fight for 2 minutes. But I don't know if he necessarily carries power at heavyweight. I never saw if he could take the shots at heavyweight. Bro, there's just so many things I don't know about Stipe, and this is the problem, because Cyril Gane's a fucking bum.
Dude, that was insane, bro. Cyril needs. I had to arrest him. Like Cyril, honestly, out of all those guys in MMA bum jail, is probably the best. He had to get arrested that day. That to fumble that bag that badly is insane.
That couldn't have gone any better for the UFC though.
Yeah, I know, right? Like
because you've got the whole MMA MF aspect where it's like Francis took 5 rounds to beat him and he beat him in a 3-2 decision, whereas John Jones smoked this bum in 2 minutes. It's just like it couldn't have gone any better.
It's crazy, but I think it's wild, bro. And I was talking to my homie about this. I actually think Stipe Miocic, he just he matches up so much better. And I hate to tell this to you, nobody loves to listen to this, but I honestly think he actually matches up better than all these other heavyweights with John Jones. I mean, when you really, really think about it, besides the age and the KO that he suffered in his last fight, I mean, the guy is a boxer wrestler, right? He's a boxer wrestler. And what has been the biggest issue for John Jones? It's guys that have good hands and can defend takedowns, right? Yeah. That's always like, I mean, Dominic Reyes was that guy. Alexander Gustafsson was that guy. Even DC in that second fight was doing pretty well doing what he was doing until he got knocked out, right? So I think Stipe Miocic against John Jones is going to be a really good fight. Just depends on what kind of Stipe we get. If it's the Stipe that fought DC in the trilogy, I think we're going to get a good fight.
There is a small part of me, because I'm always an optimist when it comes to my favorite fighters fight, but there's a part of me that's like, if Stipe had fought him around the DC trilogy time, I'd be so much more confident.
Yeah.
But the one thing I need Stipe to do is, because he only went to 230 to match DC's speed, and then he stayed at that same frame against Ngannou, which was dumb.
Yeah,
I need him to go back to 250, 255. I need him to impose his power. I need him to impose his will on John Jones, and he has a lot more zipping those punches of his when he fights at 255.
Yeah.
I need him to pack a punch.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I 100% agree, and it's interesting. Obviously, we know John Jones wrestling has become like S tier now. Like it's looking really really good right now. It looks like the Cejudo thing has paid off, but yeah. Even though I support Easy to beat Alex, I don't support his ways. I'm against Rainbow Coalition. Bring back masculine. Let's go, Bobby Knuckles.
What the fuck did I just read? Oh man, I'll be honest. I even the dog collar, and I don't even know what he was wearing, to be honest. Like, I can't even put it. I can't. If you asked me to describe his outfit, I couldn't describe his outfit because I couldn't make sense of what it was.
Yeah, I mean, what he did to Pierre is still the coldest thing. Like, I can't even like lie. I was in shock, bro. Like, I like that video I posted about me reacting to the KO. It's going pretty crazy. It's going pretty crazy. But
do you have the same clips on TikTok as well?
No, I don't. I don't.
Honestly, TikTok's one of those things where, as long as you have your headers for like your YouTube links and your Twitter links, like your TikTok would just gain you so much traction over on the other stuff.
Yeah, you're right. You see this? You see this, Ed? Can't wait for eBay versus Ed next month. Let's go Triple C. Yep, the rematch, baby. We running it back.
What? I just. Oh man, bro! I was just saying. I said this. You wasn't at the start of the stream.
Yeah.
With Rekka, bro. I said at the start of the stream, bro. That's like a couple days after my birthday, man. You better not ruin it for me, Aljo.
Dude, Aljo. You know, I'm seeing this thing of Aljo posting his sparring clips with Juan Archuleta, some Bellator clown copyright organization, by the way, right? So listen here, we're not Juan Archuleta, okay? Aljamain Sterling, all right? Listen to that. We are not Juan Archuleta. We are Henry Cejudo. So you better get some better sparring partners, sir. All right.
We're not Dominic Cruz either, bro. That's what I'm gonna say. Bro, you thought a Dominic Cruz that come off the couch and you guys got excited. You literally got off the couch as well.
Okay, listen to this, all right? We fought a prime TJ Dillashaw and we smoked him in less than a minute. You fought an old TJ Dillashaw with one shoulder and couldn't get it out less than 2 rounds? What's going on here?
My boy Aljo's a prize fighter. Okay, leave him alone.
Okay.
Leave him alone. We do you know what it is? Triple C is only coming back here because Aljo got rid of the biggest obstacle for him, which was Peter Yan. I guarantee he would have stayed tweeting behind that fucking keyboard if Yan was holding the belt.
Yeah, he's smart. We don't.
He weren't talking like this when Yan was holding the strap. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we all thought Yan was the next GOAT, but listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What happened the last time you had a crazy idea like that?
But listen to this. We're not gonna let some D3 schmuck ruin the goddamn prestige of that belt.
Yeah,
okay,
bro.
All right.
I'm just saying, yeah, you guys said the same thing in the TJ build-up. TJ's Div 1, Aljo's Div 3. Like, it's not my fault. The EPL made TJ fragile, just like Marty Newsman. That's all I can say, bro. The EPL, man. Just say, look at the picture right there. That's Usman staring at the stars. That's going to be Cejudo as well.
Whatever. Okay, listen to this. We beat the father. We're gonna beat the son. Don't forget, we beat Marlon Moraes. All right, your father. Yeah. Okay.
After getting rocked. Okay. Yeah. It's not my fault. Marlon's got 5 minutes of fucking magic in him, man. He's like the Brazilian Amir Khani, bro. It's just like. Literally, that's literally what we're dealing with. But yeah, Matt, on a serious note, how are you gonna feel though if Leon not only knocked out the Nebraska Nightmare, he knocks out the King of Miami as well?
I mean, I'd be happy for. I like them both. Obviously, I'm gonna be rooting for Colby, but if he beats Colby, if he does beat Colby, I wouldn't be mad about it. I mean, I like Leon.
What does that mean for America though? If we toast the Nebraska Nightmare?
Okay, well, hey, listen to this. All right, sir. You know, I'm not a big fan of any of these 3 American champs, but right now
We got the clown Aljo. We got Jamal Hill.
Yo, you guys not even claim Aljo. Let's not do this now. You guys always say he's Jamaican. Now he's American. Now. Yo, you guys are shameless, you know. You guys didn't claim when he was the only American champion. Nobody fucking claimed him. Now everyone's saying we've got 3 American champs.
And then we got John Jones. All right.
Oh, come on, man. John Jones. We're not going with John Jones. Like, Stipe is going to win that one, man. He's going to bring that belt to Croatia. So.
Yeah, so we got 3 American champs over.
Yeah, for how long, though? Like, Jamal's got 0 title defenses. John Jones got 0 title defenses.
Hey, if Jamal Hill fights Yuri Prochazka, he will defeat Yuri Prochazka. I say that right now. All right? Jamal Hill will knock out Yuri Prochazka in less than 2 rounds. I'm going with Leon, too. Ed's gonna be Josh Emmett's biggest fan in June. Oh yeah,
so who's Emmett fighting?
Ilia Topuria.
Yeah, Topuria's gonna fuck him up.
Okay, all right. Yeah, okay. At least Ed's not delusional there.
No, I might not be like, what's the word? Like, you like some fighters more than others, but like realistically, if I'm like, if I'm realistic, I'll be like, right, well, I like this fighter more, but he has to do this in order to win. And it's just like, it's like with the Allen fight, like on Saturday, it's like, I really think Allen can put on a statement where people go, wow, he's really that good. But there's a part that my brain says if he breaks his hand inside 2 rounds, Max is going to take over.
Yeah.
And he has a habit of breaking his hand in fights.
John Jones KO Stipe on the feet.
Yeah. Like, when's the last time John Jones fucking outstruck someone on the feet, bro?
I think it's probably what DC.
Can't strike with one leg, Thiago. Can't strike against Dominic Reyes. But you think Stipe Miocic with the golden gloves is gonna get worked on the feet? No chance. John Jones is just gonna kick at them 40-year-old knees, you know. Like he's gonna play at kickboxing range, and I just think Stipe's dangerous, and whether it's round 1 or round 5, I think that's why I'm so confident in someone like Stipe being able to fight him.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly. But since we're talking about Leon, man, what did you think about Leon conquering the scammer boy Kumar Usman at 286?
I was nervous after the point deduction, and one of the rounds looked close. So I thought if Usman scored 2 rounds and then got the point deduction, it could have been a draw, best case. Yeah. But I was so happy because I knew this is what Leon could have done in the first fight had it not been the altitude. And I was just like, and I said this for ages because what the UFC, like in my opinion, what the UFC wanted to do was they had Burns and Hamzat fight earlier in the year. Hamzat got his top 5 win. They then wanted to give Usman every advantage and fight in the altitude and beat Leon so that they can set up Usman and Hamzat. But Leon absolutely fucked up for them completely. But I think they're not too keen on Leon holding the belt because they're having to go back to the UK to do the pay-per-views. And Dana loves the UK market, but he fucking hates the place, to be honest. No. He's always roasted us saying, oh, it's fucking raining here, the weather sucks, all of this. And it's just like, yeah, I don't blame you, to be honest. But there's not a lot we can do. But the fact that he wants to have 2 pay-per-views here is quite huge for us. Because before, obviously, Leon fought Usman for the trilogy, we'd only ever had 1 numbered event, which was Bisping and Henderson 2. So for us, it's a big deal to get 2 pay-per-views in 1 year.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I mean,
but I know Paddy will be back for that card. I know that much.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy. You know, speaking of Paddy, his father, Jared Gordon, is actually going to be fighting this week. Bobby Green. So that's actually interesting. But yeah, I mean, I think, you know, after that, obviously we saw the return of Colby Covington. He's come out the woodworks. I told you guys, I don't want to brag, but the master plan was in full effect. eBay's dream fight, eBay's favorite fighters fight. I truly believe Leon versus Colby is going to be a phenomenal fight. And dude, I read something from Colby's Instagram, which was fucking lit. It was dope, bro. I want to read it out again, man. Honestly, it was a great promo. Hopefully he can say it right. Don't want to give me a title shot, mumble mouth. I recall the British not wanting to give Americans our freedom either, so we took it. See you in July, Junior. I mean, I cannot wait for that fight.
I mean, UK versus USA is always a fun narrative to go with when you're promoting a fight.
Yeah.
It's just like people are like, why isn't Bilal getting the fight? And so, bro, like, because people would rather watch flies fuck than Bilal headline a pay per view. Like, it just doesn't take a genius to work it out. You can't give it to Dorino because Dorino beat number 11 and number 13.
Yeah, I mean, Dorino versus Bilal Muhammad's a good fight. Maybe Aben Gilbert Burns versus Usman too.
And then you've also got, obviously, the problem with Shavkat. If Shavkat was ranked number 3, he'd be a legit case. But Shavkat beat the guy who smoked Bilal, so I don't understand, like, people's thought process with it. Yes, Bilal's got a win streak. Bilal saying he's only looking up now, but all the contenders he fought were up the rankings. Leon gave him a shot when he was number 13. Wonderboy fought him when he was up the ranking, when he was ranked higher.
Yeah.
And so did Damian Maia as well. But he can't fight one guy that's beneath him. It's just weird. Like, and he didn't even mention Shavkat's name when he did that presser the other day, and he said, "I'd rather go up to 85 and fight." Just goes to show, bro. Like, he knows he'll get smoked.
Yeah,
he knows he'll get smoked. It's just like it was just like. Yeah, like if you're talking merit, he does fucking do it. How the fuck do you sell a Leon Bilal fight when we all saw what we saw before the eye poke?
Yeah, I know, man. And it's like it's just not as good as Colby versus Leon. And then even like let's say Jorge would have beat Dorino. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like how do you not go with Jorge and Leon? There's just so many better options than Bilal.
My issue with the Bilal fight was, so people's logic was, oh, Colby doesn't deserve it, Bilal deserves it. But then those same people had the logic was, if Jorge had KO'd Burns, he deserved a title shot. But then Jorge just lost to Colby Covington, who you had an issue with getting a title shot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, for me, like, people's logic doesn't add up and it's not consistent. So it's like, how do people come up with that one? Like, are you stupid? Like, yeah, like Wimrak has just said, Bilal just knocked out Mayo. Weren't even like he dry hunt, like. Bilal just makes fights boring, man. He fought Maia in a mid kickboxing fight because he's scared to go to the ground because his jiu-jitsu is fucking mid.
Yeah.
Like, Luque gave up his back so many times. He didn't attempt one submission. He just dry humped his leg the entire time.
Yeah. I mean, I think the last guy he submitted was Takashi Sato, and that was like forever ago. That was like Dustin Poirier. It could be, I think, pay-per-view. But the guy, I don't know. Like, my thing with Bilal, I love the Bilal Usman fight. I really do.
That fight could be booked easy as well. Ali's the manager.
Yeah, and I think Usman would probably smoke him, to be honest. But I love that fight. It's a good fight. But yeah, let me read some of these comments. eBay, you read the comments on the Drickus video from last month, Colonize. Oh yeah, so I made a video about me reacting to Drickus Duplessis beating Derek Brunson, and I think I called Drickus a colonizer, which I was just joking, you guys.
Jesus Christ, man.
This is just a fucking joke. And dude, I was hit with so many comments calling me a racist, and I was like, God damn, all right. But I was legitimately just joking. But
do you know the problem is here? Because people don't know your humor, right? So like when you put things out to the internet full of strangers to look at, there's no context in it. Like people will either clip up 15 seconds of what you said of like a 30-minute segment, or like a picture with like their phony captions and all the rest of it. Yeah, just like even when you had the what's it called? What's his name? The brain damage guy. The damage. What's his name?
Who you talking about?
Darren Elkins. Yeah, it's like even when he had an issue with bum jail, if he knew that it was all a laugh and a joke and it weren't actually like malicious, like he would have been fine with it. But it takes people like a while for them to get used to it, I guess.
Yeah, it does. But yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah,
you gotta have some fun with this, to be honest. It's like, bro, like I see the fighters that I like lose, and I see fighters that I don't like win and stuff, but you gotta be able to have a bit of fun with it. Otherwise you're just gonna sit there and like, what are you gonna do? Sit there and like cry because your fighter lost? Like, you gotta be able to have some fun with it.
Yeah, that's the truth, honestly. But yeah, man, it's interesting, man. It's real interesting right now. But yeah, UFC 290 obviously is gonna be lit. Fucking UFC 289 is garbage. But let's talk about a fight night that's coming up in Kansas City. Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen. I feel like we've kind of beat around the bush here, but it's the fight night coming up. This fight night is stacked, bro. We got some great fights, bro, and like I can't wait, man. You got fucking Pedro Munoz versus Chris Gutierrez, Edson Barboza versus Billy Quarantillo, and then obviously Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen.
Can we do justice for Little League MMA, please? Because we got Nicolau and Royval fighting as well.
Oh yeah, that's a great fight, dude. I completely forgot about that. Yeah,
they're on the prelims. I don't understand yet. So they've got two unranked like. Is Kutlaba ranked? No, he's not ranked.
Yeah.
They've got two unranked light heavyweights fighting on the main card, and then, but they will have the top 6 fucking flyweights fight on the prelims. It's just like but this issue I have here. I can't remember the last time. And Uncle Dana, fucking sort it out, please. Justice for the midgets, please. I can't remember the last time we had two 125ers, men's, that headlined a fucking fight night. But we got all these 3 or 4s here that are ranked number 13 and number 14, fight for 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Flyweight, I'll be honest here, as much as I shit on flyweight's fucking dope, man. We had Schnell's comeback win, and then we had him fight Nicolau recently. He also fought Royval. All of those in the space of 18 months, 2 years. We've had some exciting fucking fights, man, at flyweight.
Yeah.
But he doesn't fucking do anything, man. Like, even when Kai Kara France fought Askarov, you know me, I'm always a fan of title eliminators bouts being 5 rounds, because for some of these guys, when they go into a title fight, that's the first time they've ever fought 5 rounds. Mm-hmm. Like, for me, I'd rather number 1 contender fights be 5-round fight nights. But instead, we're giving it to people like Jairzinho and Jolton Almeida. It's like Rosenstrike's having another 5-rounder. What the fuck, man? Like, this guy got 2 last year, and 2 the year before.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I think, but Jolton's gonna fucking maul him though. You know?
Yeah, I understand that, but it's the fact that Rosenstrike keeps getting 5-round main events. Yeah, but he's nowhere near a title shot. Like,
yeah, no, I don't get it, man. Like, Biggie Boy. Oh my god. He's an interesting guy, man. He's a real interesting guy. His run is interesting because I remember when he had a lot of hype. And
I also remember him getting whooped by fucking washed Overeem before the knockout.
Man, right? And then everyone thought he might beat Ngannou. And then he got killed. So yeah, I don't get it. You got some of these guys that had some hype, or these heavyweights that had some hype, and they're giving them 5 rounds. Like, dude, the fact that Augusto Sakai had 2 fights that were 5-round main events, it's insane to me. Like, I'll never forgive the UFC for that one. But thankfully, he's not in the company no more. Walker versus Smith should be the main. Yeah, they're in the co-main event.
I'm convinced there's some fighters here that just I don't know what's going on. Like, Holly Holm always seems to fight 5-round fights. I know the last one was 3, but she always seems to.
It was like a co-main event though. It was too high up on the card, in my opinion.
Bro, they always do that. You know this, man. Oh. Like, they always put them on they always put them that high up on cards for some reason. Like, there's always certain fighters that just fight. Like, Arroyo's been getting 5-round fights recently. Don't really know why. She's ranked number 11.
Man.
It's just, bro, some of these fights, they're really hard to sell, man. Like, she's number 11. I'd rather see title eliminators, top 5 fights in the 5. But I think they're struggling with pay-per-views that hard that they stack them to the brim.
Dude, can I say something right now though? These last 4 months has been better than the whole year of 2021 or 2022 of last year. These last 4 months that we've gotten in the UFC has been way better than anything they fucking produced last year. You remember that skid from October, November where they killed us with female?
Yeah, they gave us back-to-back female main events.
Yeah, fuck them for that. So I think these last 4 months have been crazy. That even last year's pay-per-views weren't even that great. If you remember, they had a few great pay-per-views, but they didn't have a lot of consistent great pay-per-views where they stacked the cards like they are stacking them now. And I think we're getting better main events. I think the main events are awesome.
Sarikin and Moicano's fun.
Yeah, that's a good fight. It's a good fight. And I think, dude, I think this year, I think it's going to be a great year for MMA, honestly. With John Jones coming back,
I hope so. I really do, because I keep thinking if they're not careful, they're gonna fumble. This is supposed to be the 30 years, man. Like,
yeah, they've killed. I mean, they've done a good job. They gave us Volkanovski, Islam Makhachev, in my opinion, which was one of the best champ versus champ fights I think I've seen ever.
Probably is the best champ versus champ fight.
Yeah. So I think we've been kind of blessed. I mean, and then Leon put on the performance he put on. Obviously, Justin Gaethje doing what he did to Rafael Fiziev. And then obviously this pay-per-view we just had.
This pay-per-view was dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Last Saturday, bro, like that killed it. Like, and I love when I see the UFC gets reposted by casuals and stuff like that. I love that shit because it's like, yeah, our company gets bigger, or not our company, but the company we love to watch gets bigger. And it's been dope, man. I think MMA it's making somewhat of a comeback, and yeah, O'Malley is in his prime. He's going to come back after a while and get KO'd like Inez probably.
I don't think it's the same circumstances, because if he's promised a title shot, then why the fuck's he going to take a fight right now?
Yeah, I mean, and obviously they wanna cater to a kid that has potential to be one of their bigger stars. You know what I'm saying? So. I don't know if he's shown any like pay-per-view potential, but I do know social media wise he's pretty big.
Social media is pretty big. I don't know about pay-per-views, how much he makes a difference on the sales and stuff, but I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know, because Conor fights, they sell by themselves. They never add championship fights to those anymore. But because I can't see them adding Aljo and O'Malley or Cejudo or O'Malley onto a Conor card.
Even this year, we're going to get Conor McGregor versus Chan. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but for me, like, because MSG always happens to the back end of the year. So for me, like, Aljo's fighting in New Jersey right now, but how dope would it be for him to fight at MSG, like, in New York? Like, it's just... And if he fights someone like an O'Malley who can sell, and then you add another compelling title fight, I imagine Izzy would fight on MSG.
Yeah.
Because I think Izzy fought in MSG last year, am I right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I MSG is always reserved for like certain caliber of fighters, so it'll be like, it won't be Islam Makhachev because for whatever reason he's only going to fight in Abu Dhabi from now on. It'll be like an Izzy, it'll be like a John Jones, it'll be like a Volk. It won't be. Do you know what? I wouldn't even be surprised if they add the 304s on there, because obviously they're going to be like, oh, Amanda Nunes is the first woman to headline MSG and all that shit. And it's just like,
that ain't ever happening,
bro. You don't know with the UFC, bro. You really don't.
Over my dead body. That's the day I. Oh man, I don't even want to say what I'm thinking about. I'm gonna keep that to myself. I'm gonna keep. Does he deserve a title shot over Sanhagen? That's a good question. Yeah.
If he's beat, obviously, people weren't happy with the Yarn fight, but I'll be honest. I know, obviously, a lot of people say he lost, but I thought he did really well in that fight. Like, it made him so credible to a point where you wouldn't mind seeing him fight for a belt.
Yeah. And
you know me, I've criticized O'Malley as much as anybody else.
Yeah.
But for me, I was really impressed with him on the feet, to the point where I was like, do you know what? He's looked all right against the elite guys. Like, he's looked good against... I thought he looked okay against Munoz, apart from, like, obviously getting leg kicked. But Munoz didn't land a single headshot on him or a body shot. He just kicked his legs for 2 rounds. And obviously the Yarn fight, I thought he did really well.
Yeah.
So it was just like, for me, I'm like, you can draw like, irrespective of whether or not you thought he won the fight, you can draw some credibility from that performance to a point where you're like, he can fight, or he can fight an Aljo or a Cejudo.
The only issue with that performance against Jan is that Merab, it breaks my heart to even say this, Merab really just fucking he beat that performance by 10,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, he went out there, went above and
beyond. It's the styles though, isn't it? It's one of those things, like, those styles are always like, people are going to do the math. It's like that we were just saying about John Jones. Like, John Jones may have smoked Ciryl in 1 round, but John Jones has the style to make it so much more problematic fighting Ciryl Gane. Whereas with Francis Ngannou, the only way he would have made it more impressive is if he knocked him out in a minute, and he just wasn't going to do that with Cyril's footwork and movement.
Yeah, so it's obviously a lot different, but
like, if it was 2 strikers that fought Yarn and you directly compare, then fair enough. Like, for instance, like, O'Malley was more competitive with Yarn than Sanhagen, in my opinion.
O'Malley did more damage. Ella.
He's not fucking wrong though.
Technically, yeah, but I mean, in terms of like, I mean, honestly, I think Merab hurt his lead leg, I think, with some calf kicks, and then I don't know. It just didn't seem like Jan never felt like a loser in that O'Malley fight. That was the first time I've ever felt like watching Jan when he fought Merab. I felt like he was a loser.
You know when they gave Aljo the 3-2 split, how did you score it?
I mean, that one was close. I'm not mad at them for giving that to Aljo, but it still was a close fight, you know?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, and
I get what you mean. It's the first time you thought he looked out his depth, like he's fucked.
Dude, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was molestation. So and then like he had the bump on his eye. It just was a bad day. It was a bad day for Jan fans. Like we were in the cupboards, in the corner, crying. I'm not gonna lie. This is the one time I'll admit this. I had time to do a recap. I chose. That was a choice. That was bro. When I tell you, bro, that Merab fight, dude, I needed time to decompress. You know what I'm saying? I knew Guru. He went fucking ballistic on
bro. He went trending all over Twitter, and I was just like, "This is what I always say to you about like sometimes we get upset about a fighter losing a fight or whatever, but it's never really deep to the point where people think it's life and death."
Yeah.
And it's just like I understood his logic, but it's just like I don't really understand. Like I don't know. I think the main issue people have with Merab is he's fighting at 135, beating off the contenders, knowing that he has no interest in fighting for the belt. So it's like
I kind of like I don't hate that. Like I like that he doesn't want to fight his friend. It was the same thing I liked about DC and Kane. But it's just the selfishness of Aljo. You honestly, to me, this shows the true colors of the clown.
You leave Aljamain
want his friend to become a world champion. That's what it tells me. But don't worry, Merab, you'll get your shot soon when Henry Cejudo, the messenger, Triple C, vanquishes the evil
Triple C.
liar.
Triple C. Yo, have you seen? More like Triple C cup tits. Have you seen how fucking flabby he looks? Like he is not looking in great shape at all. I'll be honest here. I think you're gonna see him. You're gonna think, shit. Cejudo's 36. Shit, he hasn't fought for 3 years. Shit, what have we done? Shit, retreat. Shit, let's get on the Aljo bandwagon. Shit, Aljo's the fucking GOAT. That's what you guys are all gonna do come UFC 288.
If Cejudo somehow slips on a banana peel, I will become the biggest Corey Sandhagen supporter of all time. I'm saying it right now. I will fucking protest in the street. We have the next Dominic Cruz. All right. We will take out this clown Aljo. But I don't know, man. That's gonna be such a phenomenal fight.
And even Charlie Olives and the deal, man.
That one gets my fucking blood boiling, Ed. Bro, we are going to vanquish the Charles Oliveira era. We are going to end that fool where he stands. We're going to put him 12 feet under. Oh, we're going to chin his ass. But
is he all right, though? Because he got injured last year, and he was out for a while.
Yeah, he was. Man, if Beneil can beat Charles, that would be fucking phenomenal.
You know the MMA math as well, man. If he beats him, it's a 3-round fight. If he gets a finish in the first 2 rounds, it's like, wow, let's make that fight. But
you have to. They have to make the.
But Makhachev's a weird one, man, because he said after the Leon fight he wants to fight at 170. It's like, bro, if you've got one title defense, it's against a fucking featherweight. Defend your belt against the 155ers, you fucking dickhead. It's just like,
well, we should have been fighting. We shouldn't even have to fight. In my opinion, I don't think we should have fought Charles, but we only fought him because of.
But you didn't need to fight Gamrot either, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I genuinely think Beneil was at a point where I think some fighters, obviously, the ring rust gets to them a lot, so they're like, let me just take a fight in the meantime. I think Tony Ferguson did that, and it got to a point where, shit, he'd come across someone that was an absolute nightmare, and just engage you. and it's just like Benil hasn't got all the time. Benil's not that. Benil's old, isn't he? He's not that young.
Yeah, he's not. Wait, let me read this. eBay. Remember you yelled in the fight recap last time, Izzy versus Pierre 2? That was my same reaction with Merab beating him. Corey flying knees, Aljo, and like Frankie Edgar. Oliveira ate punches from Chandler Poirier, Gaethje. He ain't getting knocked out by Benny, but it adds
Benny's
up.
a weird. Benny's
But
a
it
weird
adds
man.
up, though. You know what I'm saying? It adds up. He can't.
And he fought all those guys, and he fought all those guys in like the space of 14 months, man. Like I don't think people understand like how dangerous it is to have all those fights in such a short space. And yes, he practically did Khabib's legacy in less time, but he got dropped in all of those fights, man.
And you know, one thing about Benny, I think when he drops him, I think he's gonna do an Islam. He's not gonna be scared of this guy on the ground. I swear to God. I know people bring, oh, he got submitted by Michael Chiesa.
Yeah, don't clown Kies. I thought he was your boy. Don't fucking sit here and snake
no,
him now.
Kies is my guy, but that's what people will say. Even though Kies is one of the greatest of all time, we all know that. But listen to this. I swear to God, Benny will go in that guy's guard and mutilate him. Okay, that little blonde super hair, whatever bullshit he wants to rock. Okay, it ain't gonna be all blonde. It's gonna be bloody. It's gonna be red. We're gonna smoke him. We're gonna end him in New Jersey, and we're gonna get our rightful spot as the #1 contender. Benny couldn't.
I was gonna say do Bronx in the fucking Bronx, innit? But it's New Jersey, not New York, so I guess it's gonna sound like a schmuck for saying that.
But my response to this, Benny couldn't KO Tony. Neither could Charles. Okay.
A lot of that fight played on the ground as well. It weren't like they stayed in the feet and had a lot of striking exchanges. So it's hard to say that, really. And it's like you're saying people can't KO Tony, but Tony only got KO'd once in that decline. You could say Justin Gaethje, but that was a TKO.
Yeah.
But only one guy KO'd Tony, just like only one guy subbed him, which was Nate Diaz of all people.
Oh yeah, speaking of Nate Diaz,
it's boxing Jake, yeah.
We got Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul coming up. What you think about that?
It's fucking that shit's fucking cringe. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like this YouTube boxing shit. I don't like it, man. It's just, I don't know. Like, I think me and you are the same point, innit? It's like, bro, I don't want to see Stevie Wonder in the fucking MMA octagon and get charged $70 for it. Like, I want to see the real dons do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like I don't understand how people legit pay $70 to watch Jake Paul box.
Yeah, that is true. It's pretty crazy. But I don't know. Like, it's gonna be interesting to see.
I don't think it's interesting. I think he's fighting a guy he's fighting a guy he's got fucking 40 pounds on.
That is true. But I mean, I think Nate can beat him though. Am I
it took the UK to beat your problem child in it in the US. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, Tommy Fury did get it done. I will give him that.
Bro, I don't even understand how they score. I don't like boxing, man. Like, complaining about MMA judges. Fuck me, boxing's worse. They made it a split so they can say it's credible and try and make a second fight. It's like it wasn't even remotely close. Like he won 6 or 7 of those rounds out of 8.
Yeah. Oh man, Moonraker. Moonraker. Okay, listen to this. All right. Benny pulled a Bilal Vittori against Sonny. That was boring as fuck. All right. In my defense, I truly believe this.
I don't know about that because the heel hook was bad.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. But in my defense, I think both those fights were pretty boring. I don't think the Charles Oliveira versus Tony
fight wasn't boring. That fight wasn't entertaining at all by Charles' standards, anyways.
Yeah, and then and I don't think the Benny fight was any different. So
I think it's hard to look good against Tony. Like he doesn't really get smoked
unless you're like Chandler or whatever.
But even that, bro, that was a bit of a Hail Mary kick, to be honest. It's just like he got dropped by Tony Ferguson. I think people forget that.
The arm bar was better. Whatever, man. Whatever. you fucking Charlie Olive fanboys are still alive, all right? We're going to end you guys, okay? You guys are going to be dead. All right? But yeah, that New Jersey pay-per-view, I can't wait for 288. Obviously, the whole card isn't the greatest, but those two top fights, my boy Cejudo and my boy Benny, they're going to get the combo win together.
and they're gonna.
Shit, they're both Ali guys as well, isn't it? Ali's about to eat good in that pay per view if he gets to.
Yeah, fuck Ali, punk motherfucker. But Chandler got chinned by Tony first. Even Gaethje got chinned too.
Do you know what the weird thing is? I don't know why I picked JSP to beat Bryce Mitchell.
Why?
I don't know. I'm looking at my picks now. I've picked him to beat Bryce Mitchell, and I'm not sure why I did that.
Oh, yeah. Bryce Mitchell will show the guy the true Arkansas way, okay? All right.
Got George and Zhao Nan. Chaos Williams is fighting some Peruvian guy.
Yeah.
See, this is what I don't get, man. Sometimes, do you know, like that Brazilian 304 we all picked to win, and she lost the decision, and it's like she got 7 fights, 7 wins by finish, and it's like she comes to the UFC and she looked fucking prelim as fuck, and you're like, fuck's sake, bro, what was the point picking that fucking hoe? Just like, I get fucking annoyed when I pick a fighter that comes from a new division, a new organization. Sometimes,
yeah,
that's how it be.
But let's honestly talk about. I really want to talk about Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen. How are you feeling about that?
Do you know what? If Allen was a bum, I would have been confident, but I am confident. My point is, he hasn't really put a run together where you're like, right, he beat this guy, and then he beat this guy 4 months later, and then he beat this guy. He's always like, the momentum's never been there. And the hand for me is an issue. I do think his skill set's very good, and I do rate him. Like I said earlier, my only concern would be if he breaks his hand in the first 2 rounds. Max only gets better as the fight goes. And if he's fighting with a compromised hand, you might see something like the Wonder Boy Holland fight.
Yeah.
So I do think he can beat him though.
I'm picking your boy Arnold Allen by 2nd round TKO.
Are you? Interesting.
Yeah. At first I was more Max Holloway, but I really thought about it, and you know what? I'm pulling the trigger. I don't think Arnold Allen has power, but I do think he punches with aggressive intent, and he really does try to hurt people. And you know what I'm saying?
That's probably why he hurts his hand a lot, man. It's not really like, I don't want to say technique, but he's done his camp at Renegade, so, and I think he did the last one at Renegade as well when he fought Calvin K. As short as that fight was, he looked great on the feet. So I do think we are seeing improvements. Yeah, I would like him to win though. I really would, and I just think, yeah, because I can see them slowly but surely they're pushing Ilia Topuria, and Ilia Topuria has been finishing everyone. So I'm a bit worried where it's like if Ilia Topuria finishes the guy who just fought for an interim bout, they might look at him, if that makes sense, for the next shot.
Yeah, if Max still has a chin this weekend, nigga face got armor in it like Dober's jaw.
I picked Frivola to KO, by the way.
Oh my god, what?
Yeah.
No way!
I swear.
Because
he's been hit he's been getting hit, man. It's not like he doesn't get hit. I just think yeah, but I also didn't think Frivola would put out as hard he did. So it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
I think Frivola's
honestly, if Frivola decides to wrestle, he probably could win that fight. Let's not forget he did out grapple Jalen Turner.
Yeah, but that's like me out grappling a 4th grader. It's not really
fun. Hey man, Jalen Turner gave Gamrot some problems though. I will give him that. That was a close fight.
I can't remember how that fight went, to be honest, but I didn't really expect him to do anything because I just thought they gave him a guy that was too good for him too soon.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Dober smokes Frivola though. I think I like Frivola a lot though, but I just think Frivola's he's a little too chinny.
Is Frivola Sarah Longo? No, because I've been seeing him there a lot recently.
I think so. Him and Billy Quarantillo, two clowns.
Okay, you can say that about Billy because he's a bit of a rock and sock and robot, but let's not say that about the Chad Matt Frivola.
I like Matt Frivola. He follows me on Twitter. He's a cool guy. But I do think Dober's gonna
ginger punching power. No, I don't. Arnold Allen. It's weird watching him. strike. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he's just a bit. What's the word, man? I don't know. There's a reason he always breaks his hands easy, but I can't really put my finger as to why.
Yeah,
and I don't think he has. I don't think he has fragile hands because his strength and conditioning. He looks very well conditioned when he fights. Like I never see him fade. He slowed down in the third. He slowed down in the third round against Sadiq Youssef, but I think he thought he won both rounds and he coasted. Well, that seems to be a renegade tendency, man. I'm not gonna lie, because Leon does the same. Leon will go 3 rounds up and then just completely like keep his eye off the mark.
yeah. But I just honestly believe I think Max, I think his chin is it gotta go. I think this today, well not today, but I think Saturday is the day. I truly believe that. I've been saying it for a minute. His chin has got to go. You just can't take that punishment that guy is taking. Just think about it. He's been hurt by Dustin Poirier. I mean,
55 is a different breed, though.
Yeah, he got battered. He got battered against fucking
Volk in the third
Volk.
fight.
And then he got hurt bad against fucking well, he didn't get hurt, but he got hit bad against Yair. So eventually, that chin has got to go. He had to wrestle to beat Yair. You know what I'm saying?
It's actually true. The only thing that I find weird about the circumstances we're in the main event is that Yair's fighting Volk. Fair enough, he won the interim bout, all the rest of it. But if Allen beats Max, Allen would have a win over the guy that beat Yair, but Yair's fighting for the belt. And it's just it's just a weird situation to be in. Especially because the Josh Emmett win's a bit of a Mickey Mouse win, to be honest. And then he beat Ortega at that stupid stoppage, and it's like, how the fuck does that add up?
I know everyone's been trying to call Yair a Mickey Mouse fighter, but I mean, it's a good way. Well, if Allen does get the win over Max, it's a good way to build up Arnold Allen. I think he needs that kind of fight. Yair's a fan favorite. He has fun fights.
Even though he dodged Usaga, then he went away for 2 years.
He
didn't fight Zabit.
But in my opinion, I don't think he needs any he already has the hype. You know what I'm saying? So I think Arnold Allen's the guy he's too quiet. He doesn't cut any promos. He's not necessarily fun. I
get what you mean. I do get what you mean, because he has a similar issue that Leon had when Leon was in that spot.
Yeah, so he needs the resume,
Yeah.
So
I think it depends on how you look at it, because you'd rather have someone who's got ability than no mic, rather than having someone who talks but just getting knocked out all the time. It's just like,
my thing is like Yair's good, but the problem is it's just when you look at his resume, his best win is against Josh Emmett, who was legit 38 years old, I think.
And before that, it was Jeremy Stevens.
Yeah, and then even that fight against Jeremy it was close. Like that fight. I mean, if Jeremy had
it was supposed to be 5 rounds. He poked him in the eye, then started shouting at Michael Bisping like it was his fault somehow. And it was just like, bro, I always thought he was an idiot, because he talks so entitled. Like, he misses drug tests, he gets suspended, he ducks the Zabit fight. He's never ever really given us fans what we wanted. He's always kind of coasted. And then, about the Ortega thing? He was like, "Yeah, I'm past it. I won a title shot." He's like, "Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you didn't beat Ortega." Like, it was just. I just look at him and I think he's a bit of an idiot, to be honest. It's just like, I think he lacks self-awareness, which is ironic because in the octagon he's very sharp.
Yeah, but I mean that Volkanovski fight's gonna be a dangerous fight. I don't know. Like, we're gonna see if Yair has made true, because I know Volk is gonna grapple. He's not stupid. So, and we haven't really seen Volk shoot for takedowns since the zombie fight, I would say. But against Yair, he's probably gonna go to that. So we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see if Yair's made those improvements since that Frankie Edgar.
Yair's fucking quick though, isn't he? He looks scary quick to me against Josh Emmett. I really picked Josh Emmett just because I thought I'd cause a bit of shithousery and absolutely fuck.
I mean, that wasn't a bad pick.
I just thought it would have been funny for Josh Emmett to win and fight Volk at 36.
Yeah.
But I was just like, at the same time, my brain said, bro, Yair's going to fucking smoke him. It won't even be close. And it was just like, when Yair beat him, I was like, the triangle chop was surprising. But then I was like, I saw the first 2 minutes. I was like, bro, Emmett's swinging, the hooks aren't tight, and I was just like, the only way I thought Emmett would ever catch him was if Yair threw one of those inside leg kicks, kind of like how he flattened out Lamas.
Yeah. But that performance against Josh Emmett was it was spectacular. It's probably his greatest top, I guess, ever.
Yeah. They're telling me to change the Frivola pick. They're not happy. Do you know what? If I get that Frivola pick right, yeah, you guys have got to give me fucking respect in that chat, by the way.
Yeah, we'll give you your respect. We'll give you your respect.
But just you know, to play devil's advocate. So with the Volk, for context, he put on muscle mass to fight at 55.
Yeah.
In the off season, he's going to be a lot heavier. Do you not think the weight cut's going to be rougher, and him being 35 as well?
Maybe.
But do you think he'll just go back to? Do you think he'll go back to his 45 frame? But I just don't think it's as easy as that, unless he's doing work on it now during the off season.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be big. I think if he comes into the Yair fight big, he's going to be looking to pack a punch.
Yeah, but I think he's just going to maul him, man. I really do. I don't think Yair's improved in the grappling. I don't. I know he submitted Josh Emmett. But Josh Emmett, I know Josh Emmett's technically, he started off as a wrestler, but who has he ever shot a takedown on? He's only fought stand-up fights.
Yeah, he don't really. I think what we were saying about, shout out to the OG Frankie Edgar, but when you got boxer wrestlers, I think boxer wrestlers are the kind of style to cause Yair problems. And we saw it with Max Holloway as well. He's got the hands and then he's set up the takedowns and shit like that. I think if you're Volk, that's the kind of game plan you kind of adopt if you want to have success against Yair Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Just don't fucking stay with him at kickboxing range, because if you go southpaw and whips that body kick, it's a problem.
Yeah. But it's gonna be interesting. That Yair fucking Volk fight's gonna be a fucking banger. But I think Arnold's gonna knock out Max. I think Arnold's gonna knock out Max, and then it's gonna be crazy.
Devin just put the most goated comment I've ever seen.
Oh, okay. This is the prophecy. Yair will KO Volk back-to-back times. Allen will stop Max Holloway, and then Allen will KO Yair and go on the best featherweight run of all time. Oh my god!
Like, people are forgetting the dude's on the 12th fight win streak or something like that, which is crazy as well.
Dude, Devin's obviously he's a UK supporter, man. This is crazy. Oh my god. The guy, oh my god. You hate to see it, man. You see, that's why I didn't want to pick Arnold to beat Max, because you guys wouldn't know how to act. But
I don't think people have really said anything when Allen beat Hooker. I think it was only me that really talked shit.
Yeah.
It was only really me. And I was just fucking around because I remember people saying that Hooker was going to revive his career and he's going to go on this featherweight run and shit like that. I'm just like, do you not remember this?
I said that. I was one of those people.
It's like, he's going to be, if you think he's good at 55, just wait till you see him at 45. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, he was absolutely drained at 45 and I saw it, man. I was a bit worried for him when he cut the weight.
Arnold Almighty Allen is the only UK fighter I like. I'm from the States. Okay. Arnold Allen will beat Anderson Silva's undefeated UFC streak, barring a fluke. But listen to this. I think Volk, he would embarrass Arnold Allen. Listen, that's a fact. Yair versus Arnold would be.
I'm just saying, yeah, my boy isn't no punching bag like Jerome Holloway, by the way. Can we call him by his real name, please? I don't know who the fuck's Max. It's definitely his name.
But I think Arnold might beat Yair. That would be close though. But yeah, I think Volk would embarrass both those guys back to back. Allen could be the guy to beat Volk very well around it.
Volk's super keen on 55 though. I wouldn't be surprised if he drops the belt.
Yeah, But then you got the real champion waited in the little dark corner, Ilya Topuria. Don't forget about my boy Ilya. We'd smoke your guy Arnold Allen, okay? All right.
Okay. Let's let him get through Voldemort on steroids first. Then let's talk. Let's talk. Bro, just for that, I'm gonna change my pick to Josh Emmett now. Just for that. Just for that. Just because I'm tired of sloppy Topuria, man. Tired of him. Yo, starting fights with Spanish singers that can't defend themselves. What a punk.
Allen would outclass and retires. Oh my god.
Thank you.
We would knock that guy out. Like, I'm telling you, Arnold Allen, we'd knock him out so bad. I don't know if he'd get up. I think he'd be stuck in a coma.
Bro,
okay?
I'm just saying, when he fought a UK guy, he got rocked in it. That's all I'm gonna say. Like this UK guy would put the nail in his coffin. And fight Movsa, by the way. You keep ducking Movsa.
What? Okay, first of all, we never ducked that fucking rat-looking motherfucker. All right, that's one. And two, let me read this. eBay just hates on every country that speaks English other than the United States, UK countries, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa.
I mean, I don't blame him about Canada. Maple syrup MMA sucks.
Topuria doesn't. I mean, dude, shin to chin, my guy, you get kicked in your fucking chin and you survive. You have a chin, all right? We survived that. And then what did we do to Jai Herbert? Okay, he still doesn't remember his damn name after that knockout. All right, so stop the disrespect.
Yeah. Tell him to stop ducking Movsa, though.
Allen would gas, LOL. Josh Emmett ducked Allen in 2020. Allen been avoided for 3 years now. Bro, Josh Emmett would have smoked that guy that day. And you guys got lucky. Nick Lentz was able to step up, and Nick Lentz gave y'all some problems, all right?
Yo, I'm saying my boys won 12 fights in a row. I don't think Josh Emmett has 12 fights in the UFC, so I'm not even going to discuss this with you here. Like, my boy's undefeated, okay? 12-fight win streak. How many schmucks in the UFC have a double-digit win streak? There's only 2 that I can think of, and that's my boy Leon, my boy Alan. I'm just saying, man, the UK don't lose. We don't know how to lose, FA. I'm going to say that for free.
Oh, yeah. Man. We will teach you. We will teach you very soon. We will teach you very, very soon.
You're gonna tell me Colby's the one to end it.
I'm telling you, Colby and fucking my guy Ilya Topuria or Volkanovski will teach these UK suckers some respect. Okay, all right, respect will be taught. Well, let me read this. Arnold Allen hasn't lost a fight since Conor was the 145 champ. Put some respect on his name. Ilya eats a head kick from a weight bully lightweight and gets back up with a comeback KO. And Allen almost gets chinned by a skeleton.
He did almost get chinned, okay. What my boy did was he took a knee for the first responders, okay. Like he was given a shout out to Steve here because Steve is a first responder, unlike that villain Francis who just wants more money. Evil Francis. My boy saves lives.
But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting, but I think Arnold, no matter what, I think he's gonna end the Max Holloway era. I think he ends it.
I'd love to see it. I'll tell you that much.
Allen didn't get dropped by Hooker. He slipped on the Mayo on the ground. Allen said Bissing I had dropped Mayo in the octagon from a sandwich. I was not dropped. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting to say the least. But yeah, man. Chris Gutierrez versus Pedro Munoz, fucking Edson Barboza coming back, and then just the whole fight night card is gonna be really dope. And then obviously 288, and then just everything that's coming up is gonna be dope. Besides fucking 289 with Pena and Nunez, but yeah, Mayo, someone nutted. Allen would never get dropped by a dude like that.
I'm just saying, you guys keep saying drop this, drop that. At the end of the day, bro, all I'm saying is Hooker was against the fence begging for dear life that the match gets ended.
Oh my god, you guys! Oh my god!
How many losses is that for Hooker now? I've lost the count after 16.
First of all, these are fluke fights that are happening in our career.
Yeah.
Okay.
Had to beat Claudio.
Now you got my blood boiling, Devin. Now you got my blood boiling now. All right. What? Song Yadong will KO Ricky's. Keep dreaming. We will put on a wrestling masterclass on that fraud.
I keep thinking Ricky Simone is alpha male for some reason. But he's not, is he?
No, he's not. He's I think he's ATT Portland or some shit. But yeah, we will smoke. We will smoke the Chinaman, okay? All right, listen here. All right, Song Yadong, you ain't seen real American wrestling since you fucking fought Ricky Simone, okay? All right, get ready because we're gonna teach you how to wrestle. All right? God, who you think Umar should fight next?
What's this about them offering him fucking Marat? What the fuck?
Oh my god. I don't know, man. I've seen this. I like Umar, but they're trying to make me not like Umar no more because they're trying to like push him to this title fight, which he has.
I like the other one, to be honest. Usman, at least he fucking knows how to fight on the feet as well.
Yeah.
These other guys just sniff dick, man. It's just like I like the other one. I like the 155 one, the one at Bellator.
Yeah, but you know me, I'm anti Bellator right now.
I don't really know. I don't really know why they had an issue, to be honest. If anything, you've just helped promote them in a way, and it's just like I don't know many people who do content for both Bellator and UFC, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why I'm
only
going to talk about PFL. I'm talking about PFL. Actually, Shane Burgos has a fight coming up against OAM. That's going to be interesting. I hope you guys check that.
Is that Canadian guy?
Yeah, that's the guy that I think he lost to Alexander Hernandez a while back. The GOAT. But Song Yadong will stuff all of his takedowns and chin check him. Song Yadong versus Simone is the 135 version of Darius versus Guest. Stop it, man. Ricky should win, then beat Marab again, and also would be Aljo. Triple C versus Ricky Simone is the future super fight of 135. I love how Room Record thinks. Most iconic comment in the goddamn chat.
Bro,
all right.
Cejudo will be like 45 by the time that happens. Bro, I don't know why people want Cejudo like back at the top of the division. It's not good for that division at all. I think best case scenario, if he won the belt, he bounces. I don't see why he would stick around. I really don't.
Yeah.
He's desperately back for a paycheck. He thought, oh, let me retire after my Mickey Mouse win against 47-year-old Don Cruz and have the UFC beg me and throw the bag at me for me to come back. And then you realized after 2 years, you know what? I'm in the midget MMA division. Nobody really gives a fuck if I fight or not. And then 135 blossomed without him. 135 would not have gotten as big as it was if Cejudo was still fighting in that time. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
Because he got to a point where he was only fighting names. Like he was fighting guys that were way out their prime, but he fought them just because it was like, oh, let me add Don Cruz to the resume. Let me add Jose Aldo. Let me add TJ. Like all these names. Just to cement his legacy. But it was like, bro, you weren't gonna fight the Peter Yarns. You weren't gonna fight the Aljos. You weren't gonna fight these guys. At the time, he just wasn't gonna fight them. The Corey Sanhagans. I think Corey Sanhagan's another one that gives him problems stylistically.
Yeah, it's a tough fight. All right, let me read this. Ricky Simone is not being Yadong. He got a fluke win over Marab, and you overhyped this man back. Oh, whatever.
I don't think it was a fluke though. That guillotine was tight, man.
Yeah.
It was a weird one for me to see as well.
Who's managing Carlos Ulberg? Why is he fighting? Oh, I hope he kills that guy. That fucking guy that was.
Is that the guy that celebrated on?
Yeah.
Me and FA, we're gonna do something in the background. We're gonna just let's say that it's not gonna end well for Ihor. Like we're gonna jinx it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Allberg started to get his feet like in the UFC. Like he lost to Kennedy, but then after that, he's looked all right.
Yeah, he's been getting he's done okay. How far will Tasio Atari go? He's okay. He's all right. I don't got any high expectations for the guy, but he's decent. Alexander Hernandez ain't no goat. He lost to Billy Q.
Yeah, man, it's not great when you lose to Billy Q.
Will Pantoja beat Moreno again? Yes, he will. All right. 3-0.
I initially think my initial pick would be Pantoja, but I'll have to see closer to the fight how I feel.
All of Simone's wins are flukes besides the short win. Faber exposed him already. Yudong by first round. Oh my, whatever, man.
I've said this to you the last few fight talks. That's always going to be the one thing that hangs over Ricky Simone's head.
Yeah,
like that to him is what Stefan Struve was to Stipe. You know, like it was always one of those things. It's like, yeah, Stipe's got the belt, but he just lost to Struve, who's prelim as fuck.
Wait, Hefe, what happened to the other guy you also do fight talks? Oh, he's talking about Kendall. I don't know. I haven't really asked him. There's no like real narrative behind it. It's just I mean, I got Ed here and he's a little more consistent. So yeah, that's about it. Oldberg fighting the guy who got smoked by the guy that he just smoked. Yeah. I think this is it's a good way to end fight talk. I got work coming up, but yeah, man, this was a good fight talk with my guy Ed. We talked about everything. If you missed some of it, you can replay it. But yeah, it is what it is. Wait, we got to end the podcast here. Are y'all ready for Mokanyo to end this Armin Hayek fluke flying knee? Yes, sir. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the little fight talk. I'm out of here. You guys go follow Ed on his Twitter. But yeah, I'm gone. Love y'all. Goodbye. Go follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. Like, comment, share the video. Let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing. Hope you guys enjoyed the little live and the fight talk. Bye.